Hello dear students, welcome to the Botany online class. So today we are going to study about the new topic, that is contrivances for self and cross pollination. So let me recall the points of self and cross pollination. What do you mean by self and cross pollination? Self pollination is also called as autogamy, means it is a process. It involves the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower. Whereas cross-pollination, it is also called as allogamy, and here it involves the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of two different flowers of same or different plants. Clear? Coming to the topic, contrivances means these are the devices or the tools which promotes the self and cross pollination. So coming to the first point, that is contrivances for self pollination. So under self pollination, it involves two devices. They are cleistogamy and homogamy. Now what do you mean by cleistogamy? In these cases, the flowers never open as opposed to most flowers which show chasmogamy. So chasmogamy means the flowers open normally during anthesis. Anthesis means during the process of splitting of anther. So chasmogamy, here the flowers open normally, whereas in cleistogamous type of flower, these flowers never open at all. Okay, in cleistogamous flowers, the pollens are shed within the closed flowers, so that self-pollination is obligatory, compulsory. Is that clear? So cleistogamous flowers do not open at all. So that what happens here? The pollens are shed within the closed flowers itself, so that self-pollination is compulsory here. Cleistogamy is seen in the underground flowers of Camelina bengalensis, which are small and inconspicuous. And this plant also bears normal chasmogamous blue flowers above. So this Camelina bengalensis, this plant, it bears both chasmogamous flowers as well as cleistogamous flowers. So these cleistogamous flowers are normal and they are present above the ground level and they are blue in color. Okay, whereas the cleistogamous flowers are underground and they are smaller in size. So these are the chasmogamous flowers or the normal flowers, and these white color structure is nothing but the cleistogamous flowers, and these flowers do not open at all, so that self pollination is here obligatory. Okay. Now such plants bearing normal as well as cleistogamous flowers are called as chasmocleistogamous. Once again I will repeat, the plants which bears normal flowers as well as cleistogamous flowers are called as chasmocleistogamous. Many rice varieties also are cleistogamous in the sense that the anthers in them shed their pollens and pollination is complete before the flowers open. Cleistogamy or chasmocleistogamy is also seen in balsam plant and also in pansy, oxalis, etc. Coming to the second device, homogamy. Homogamy means here the stamens and the flowers of a carpel mature at the same time. So what do you mean by stamens and carpels? Stamen is nothing but the male reproductive organ and carpel is nothing but the female reproductive organ of the flower. Now, if these two reproductive organs of the flowers mature at the same time, then the condition is called as homogamy. So, there is a greater chance of self-pollination. And some homogamous flowers show special mechanism for self-pollination. Thus, in Mirabilis jalapa 4 o'clock plant, when the stamens mature, the filaments recoil and bring the anthers near to the stigma so that when they burst, self-pollination is achieved. Once again, I'll repeat. In Mirabilis jalapa, when the stamens mature, the filaments recoil and bring the anthers near to the stigma so that when they burst, self-pollination is achieved. Okay. So these are about the contrivances for self-pollination. Now coming to the next topic, that is contrivances for cross-pollination. The main contrivances ensuring cross-pollination are as follows. They are decliny, dichogamy, self-sterility, heterostyly, hercogamy. Coming to the first type, decliny. This declining condition is also called as unisexuality. In unisexual flowers, the stamens and the carpels are found in different flowers. And unisexuality condition can be of two types. So what do you mean by unisexuality or unisexual condition? Here the stamens and the carpels are found in different flowers. So under unisexuality, there are two types, monoecious plants and dioecious plants. So what do you mean by monoecious plant? When male and female flowers are born on the same plant, see, the plant is same, but the flowers are different. There are two types of flowers, male flower and female flower, and such condition is called as monoecious. For example, in maize, cucurbits, etc. Whereas dioecious means when the male and female flowers are born on the different plants, then it is called as dioecious. That means there is two different types of plants, male plant and female plant. For example, in papaya. So these are the images of monoecious plants, where you can observe the female and the male flowers of cucumber, and the female flower is called as pistillate, whereas the male flower is called as staminate, and these two different flowers are born on the same plant, hence the condition is monoecious. Whereas here also in maize, you can observe the male sex organ, which is called as here tassel, and the female sex organ is called as the silk. Okay, and these two sex organs or these two flowers are born on the same plant. So the plant is monoecious. Coming to the dioecious condition, so these are the images of male and female plants of papaya. So this is the male plant and this is the female plant, and here the male and the female flowers are produced on two different plants, hence the plant is male and female. Is that clear? So that is about the first contrivance, declining. Coming to the second type, dichogamy. In bisexual flowers, when two sexes mature at different intervals and thus avoid self-pollination is known as dichogamy. So in self-pollination, we have studied about the homogamy condition, correct? What do you mean by homogamy? So when the male and the female sex organs, or when the stamen and the carpels mature at the same time, then the condition is called as homogamy. right? But in dichogamy, these two sex organs mature at different times, so that self-pollination is not possible. So when stamens mature earlier than the stigma, that means when stamen matures first, then the condition is called as protandry and the flowers are called as protandrous flower. But if the stigma matures first, then the condition is called as protogyny and the flower is called as protogynous flower. Once again I'll repeat. If in the dichogamy condition, if the stamen matures first, then it is called as protandry and the flower is called as protandrous flower. But if the stigma matures first, then the condition is called as protogyny and the flower is called as protogynous flower. Is that clear? So these are the images of protandry and protogyny conditions in flowers. Is that clear? Okay. So we'll meet in the next class. Thank you.